This is AC Starler, aka Austin, and welcome back to my channel. And this video is going to be a review on the Marvels. I saw it the first day it came out, and I just saw it again tonight in IMAX. I highly recommend seeing it in IMAX. It's so much better than seeing it in the regular format. I mean, I saw it in Dolby the first night, which was also good, but this movie is not a bad Marvel movie. Before that, I finished like the same day. Before that, I finished watching Loki season 2, which I might do a review down the road on that. But that was also great. But this movie was better than the first Captain Marvel movie, but I'd still enjoy that. Brie Larson as Cara Danvers, Cara, yeah, Carol Danvers, Carol Danvers. She does she has, they give her better, they give her some better stuff to do in this, and she actually has a lot more to do with her character. Her character is a lot more fleshed out, a lot more caring and charismatic for the places that she loves and hangs out with in this film and the people she's associated with. You can see that over a course of time, over the blimp and all the stuff that she was with the Avengers, from the Infinity War to Endgame, to any other appearance that she's been in. You can see that her character is completely fleshed out from those films. Now, addressing Mrs. Marvel. Mrs. Marvel's great in this movie. Kamala Khan gets a lot of jokes, and her family gets a lot of jokes in this because her family's throughout the movie as well. And they get a lot of jokes, but I think a lot of the comedy in this, or people you've been hearing about this, or if you've been watching the movie, goes to the character of Kamala Khan, aka Miss Marvel, because she's supposed to be like, what, the actress is 20-something years old, but she's supposed to be playing a 16-year-old. And 16-year-olds slash 20-year-olds playing them can be a little bit witty and put a little bit of quips in their jokes. And now Monica Rambeau from WandaVision, she's great. I don't think that they give her that much to do in this, but she was good to be with the team, great with the team, and it was just a good film. Now, also, Nick Fury is a completely different Nick Fury from Secret Invasion. He's more of a campy kind of Nick Fury, but serious, but campy, but you know, however different Nick Furies that we see, like from the very first Avengers to Endgame to his own film to also seeing him a couple times in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Into this film right here. You get different sides of Samuel L. Jackson, but you get different sides of Nick Fury. But that's the thing, Samuel L. Jackson can play different sides of him. The bad guy in this has nothing. The bad guy in here is, I wouldn't say cookie cutter, but they don't give her that much to do either. The villain in this is lackluster, but everything else is great. It's a fun film. You learn. There's also some scenes in this where you learn that there was a side mission that Carol Danvers did right after the first movie that they didn't show. It kind of feels like it was in between Not in between. It felt like it was part of this movie, but also another part of another movie where they could have put in the first movie. But I'm not going to spoil that for you. But it's a really good movie. I would say it's kind of up for me. It's kind of up there with Guardians of the Galaxy 3. I wouldn't say it's Ant-Man and Quantumania, which Quantumania was great. I had to rewatch it, but it was great. But there's some stuff leading into that where Kamala Khan is a very young character, and well, I'm not gonna ruin it for you guys, but if you've seen the movie, you guys know where it's leading. It's leading into another Disney Plus show that was also kind of popular with one character named Hawkeye. That's all I'm giving out. And then they were talking about, do you know a certain character, like I just said, Quantumania, has a young person on their team as well. Leading into that, and then the end credit scene leads into another universe where, well, they've always been hinting in the Marvel Cinematic Universe here, the MCU, about the X-Men, so it has to evolve with, that's all I'm giving out, evolved with the X-Men. And that's all I can give you, but the rest of this movie is just a fun film. I keep on saying that, but like when in the trailer, when you see them have that fight scene where they're switching back and forth, that was a great scene. That was a great scene where you see them when their powers are entangled, and you see Captain Marvel and then Mrs. Marvel and then Monica Rambeau switching back and forth in a space station to Kamala Khan's house, to a space station to Kamala Khan's house. It was a great sequence. A good song with that sequence too. Also, when they're learning how to use their powers, there was also a great old popular song. And also there was two scenes that might throw you off a little bit, but might or might not, is a Bollywood dance singing scene where everyone sings and dance but I'm not, that's all I'm giving out. There's a subplot to that I can't give out. And then there's Goose. Goose is in this movie, and Goose got a lot to do in this movie too. A lot actually. If you thought Goose was a boy, it's not. It's a girl. And well, let's just say that if you go to AMC, they're gonna have a popcorn tin that looks like a weird pinkish kind of brainish looking egg. Well, that's what happens to Goose. She lays eggs and she has kittens. And that's a good scene as well. I'm not going to give out too much what happens at that, but it's a really good scene as well. The final fight scene with the bad guy was really great, but again, the bad guy has no. And her motive is just when you find out her motive in this, has to do with that side mission I mentioned about Captain Marvel. A side story mission in this. You'll be like, that's her motive, and why do we care? So the bad guy's motive is not that great, but everything else is fun and great, and I enjoyed some of that, some of the stuff. Now, me and my other friend saw it tonight, and he said, well, some of the jokes in this didn't hit me like the second time around than the first time. For me, I was laughing at the jokes more because the first night was like, okay, I'm just trying to get the vibe of this movie. I laughed at the jokes more in this one for the second time because they were funny. Now, if I watched it a third time, it will still be funny. But if I watch the fourth time, I'm like, oh yeah, those are the jokes in this movie. But let's get past that. This movie has a lot in it from different TV shows. Like they explained how Monica Rambeau got her powers from WandaVision to tying up, oh, Marvel's, Mrs. Marvel, not the Marvels, but Mrs. Marvel's, Miss Marvel's first season, and then a little bit of Secret Wars, where the Skrulls are on a there's some Skrulls on a planet that were living peacefully, but you also get where, like, okay, how Nick Fury runs the space station, so you get that kind of idea of how he runs it. The only thing that was missing is like a Disney Plus special like presentation or mini episode or something with Captain Marvel, because the little science story that they give you in this, where she does this certain thing to decree in this, you're like, okay, well, couldn't we seen this in the first movie, or could you give us a little like mini episode, like maybe two or three episodes of her doing this little mission in this movie? That's the only thing that I have a problem with that. But other than that, it was great. And I highly recommend checking this movie out. It's a great movie. It's good for this November season if you're going to go see it eventually, or if you're a family and you're waiting to go see it. Because some people are not willing to go out in theaters, but if you're going to see it, I highly recommend seeing it in the holiday, during Thanksgiving week or the week before that, because it just gives you hyped to see this movie. You hyped to go see it, and then if your family members, if you have kids and some of the family members already brought their kids to the Marvels, they can talk about it. I mean, I know there's gonna be some good movies coming out during that time, like Wish, Trolls, all that stuff. Most everything's coming out on the 17th, even Scott Pilgrim, the TV show. So a lot of things are coming out on the 17th. There's even The Hunger Games. So there's gonna be a lot of films in theaters during Thanksgiving. So yeah. That's what I'd say. So watch this before Thanksgiving or before that. It's a really good film. It's better than the first one. And yeah, there you go. There's my review. If you like this, put like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. You know what to do. And I'll see you in the next video, which will be a Christmas horror film. Christmas horror slasher film. And then another Christmas movie called The Holdovers. So deuces.